We are a little over 3 weeks from the release of NBA 2K26, but for some reason, something just doesn't feel right. When I was younger, I couldn't wait until the new 2K game came out. You couldn't tell me nothing. It was like Christmas for me every single year. I was too hyped, I was too ready. You couldn't stop me from getting the game. And I just couldn't wait, I promise you, right? But now with the release of 2K26, it's just like, you know, the news is coming out. That's cool, I'm gathering information, but I could actually wait the 21 plus days until the game comes out. Like, I'm not really fiending for it. I don't need it that bad. And I'm just wondering, why doesn't the release of NBA 2K26 feel any bigger? And let me know in the comment section down below for yourself if the game doesn't feel big to you right now, if you don't feel too hyped for the game and what you think it is. But let's talk about what I think the reasons are that NBA 2K26 doesn't feel hype. It doesn't feel big. Like it's not something we need right now. All right. So one thing I want to say is that I think this is a culmination of years and years of bad games, right? And all these points that I'm about to give you about to lead to the next point, and it's all going to chain together, and you'll see what I mean at the end about the big overall picture as to why the game doesn't really have hype like that. But yeah, it's just years and years of bad games that we currently been dealing with. The last quote unquote good NBA 2K, which actually some people are starting to come around and saying that is not really a great 2K, but was only known as great because of the pandemic and content creators doing wagers, is NBA 2K20, right? Now, I could say this. I don't know if 2K20 was the last great 2K. It could not be. For me, it's definitively NBA 2K16, but I will say I had more fun on NBA 2K20 than I had any of the following years that have come after it, right? Now, 2K20 was lit, like I said, because of wagers and everything, content creation, everything like that. Obviously, diversity with builds, gameplay was a little better, blah, blah, whatever, right? But once 2K21 came out, like, all I really remember about 2K21 was playing that game for like a month, and I hated it because I couldn't make a jump shot to save my life. And I'm not the best shooter in the world or nothing like that, but that game made me feel like, in comparison to the old 2Ks, that I absolutely had to make a high shooting build in order to make regular jump shots. Like, I couldn't, if I wanted to shoot like Derrick Rose or something like that, who's not a great three-point shooter already by himself, but if I wanted to shoot his level, I had to have a high three-point shooting build, a high mid-range shooting build, just to shoot the level of Derrick Rose, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like I never could have shot like Stephen Curry, so that game was just garbage to me, right? So NBA 2K21 was trash. 2K22 and 2K23 are games that I consider buy years for me. Like, I bought them, I barely played them in the first month. I barely have memories of them, especially because I ain't have friends to play the game with for real. And I still don't got friends to play with like that, but that's a whole different story. But yeah, 2K22, 23 had no fun, trash. 2K24, it was better for me. I played it a little more. I learned how to play by myself a little more, but I still only play with randoms. But 2K24 is nothing to get hype about, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they also introduced the dunk meter and cheaters and stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, as a slasher at the time, years ago, I didn't even like the introduction of the dunk meter because I felt like they were getting to a point where they were trying to just make everything in the game too complicated. Like, I don't know, I guess it's an old head way of thinking that I just enjoyed being able to go press square, you know, to get a dunk. But I guess that also makes me trash, but whatever, right? But they have constantly added things in the years to make the game more complicated, because back then it was the dunk meter. As y'all know now, for NBA 2K26, they just changed lobs. Well, one, it was the dunk meter, then they added, you know, time into your lobs, and now they just changed lobs again to where you still gonna time your lob, but now the button's not gonna be square every time, it's gonna be randomized, so you gotta pay attention. Which, if you're lagging, you got bad connection, you delayed, you really screwed. Like, there's no way you timing the lob. Like, that's out the window for you. My connection is bad, so that's tough, right? But anyway, continuing on from that, they have also made shooting more difficult, more challenging, with the rhythm shooting that they added for NBA 2K25. Obviously, I didn't enjoy that. It seems like they're just trying to make the button obsolete. Like, they took it away from dunking. Now they took the button away from shooting. Like, it's not a way you could use it, but it's inconsistent, right? And they had stick shooting always, but they're trying to make it to where you have to use stick shooting in a very specific way I don't know, 2K just over the years, the whole point of this is that they just keep overcomplicating the game. They keep adding things that are just like, why are you making this so weird? You know what I'm saying? And now they added like green and rebounds, but I'm gonna say this, I'm not complaining about green and rebounds because like everybody has said in all their other videos is that you've always had to get green, quote unquote, green and rebound in 2K. There's always been rebound time. There's just now feedback on it. But the point is they just be adding unnecessary things that are just like, well, what was the point of adding that to the game? You know what I'm saying? Every year it seems like they just want to put something else in it to just make it more and more overcomplicated. And they're saying it's for skill gap purposes, but it takes away the fun for regular people like me and probably like yourself who just come to play after work or after school, if you're in school, whatever, and you don't got time to grind and no life to game. Like I literally can't even have that type of fun with the game no more because I would have to actually dedicate the hours to it that I did as a kid to even learn the new systems and new controls. But whatever, we got to 2K25 and I already said like they added rhythm shooting, this and that. Oh yeah, I forgot 2K24 had badge regression, you know what I'm saying? Not just progression, regression. So they added that. Like they're always adding things that are just make no sense. And another thing that I hate, that they said this for 2K26, and correct me if I'm wrong, they said that they added basically custom layup packages, which basically means that when you upgrade your player, if you pick one layup package, it don't have to be that one layup package for everything, right? So your Euro could be different from your hop step and your reverse layup and all this and that and your floater and everything like that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear in the old 2Ks, I don't remember which 2K, but I swear in the much older 2Ks that this was a feature. Maybe I'm tripping because I'm so used to at this point getting gaslit by 2K where they do this thing where they had a feature in the game and then they like, I bet we gonna remove this feature from the game, I bet. And then we gonna add that feature back in like 2, 3, 4, 5 years and make them feel like we did something mad new, innovative and crazy. And that's the way 2K really try to gaslight you into thinking that they just doing all these amazing things. They're just gonna add something, remove it and then bring it back. They do that all the time. So there's no reason to get hyped for something like that. But you know, cool, the layup package thing is in there. I just feel like it's been there before. And if it hasn't been there before, then I just got deja vu and I just been gaslit so many times that I don't know what's real and what's been around before and what isn't anymore, right? Now, outside of like the years of bad games, right? The next thing, it reminds me that something is always bad. There is something throughout all these 2Ks that is always bad. And I'm not gonna go through every individual game like I just did, but the point is, if 2K has a year where they create a good mod player builder system, right? Even if they make a good mod player builder, the gameplay is bad. Say they make a game where the gameplay is great, then the builder is bad. Or say the gameplay and the builder are both decent or whatever, microtransactions is out their ass. Like it's something, or they give us the same part, or your players overall is tied to your overall reps. So I could never have a 99 player for the entire year because even if you give me good gameplay, I literally could only probably get to a 92 overall realistically, like if I'm not no life in the game. Like it is always something, or you give us the same part, or you give us a city that's too big, or you know what I'm saying? Like you're doing too much. Like 2K has a problem with trying to do too much. 2K has a problem with trying to just add whatever for no reason. I think that's one of 2K's biggest downfalls, biggest flaws is that they have this unnecessary need and want to just add anything, whatever it is, add it. They done added gravity ball, trampoline, basketball, race cars, all types of shit. They don't got nothing to do with basketball. They just be wanting to add shit, like literally. And they think, yo, if we just add a refrigerator and you can eat it, eat the food from your refrigerator in the game, how tough would that be? They gonna love it. Niggas be like, nah, nigga, what the fuck? I'm playing 2K. Well, I care about access to this fridge, nigga. Like, but that's how they think. They think, if we just say we added this and we added that and we added that, and remember this feature that we removed 4, 5, 6 years ago, we gonna add that back to the game. We say all of that, we gonna get everybody hyped, we gonna be good, right? And for so many years, that gaslighting process has worked. It has worked because we love basketball and we just wanna return and play a good basketball game. Now here's the thing, we used to get hype over 2K because we used to be able to trust that they would make, you know, a good basketball game at the time, especially when it was them and NBA Live. You knew that 2K was gonna have the better of the two basketball games. And even if it had its flaws, 2K had a streak between 2K10 up to 2K16 to me, right? It was the last good 2K that I really enjoyed, where they actually always made a good game. And even if they had a year where they made a bad game, such as 2K18, I didn't like 2K17 personally, but I know a lot of y'all say y'all do, right? They'll come back with 2K19 and 20, which isn't up to the standard or par of the old games we used to enjoy, but they still aren't as terrible as they are now, right? So with that being said, we have just lost our trust in 2K. Because when you stack years and years and years of bad games, right? How many times can a person lie to you? How many times can a person gaslight you? How many times could a person add bullshit to their story and whatever else? You know what I'm saying? And always have something bad news. Like, they never just bring you good news. They always gonna bring you bad news with the good news for years and years and years consistently, right? And they don't even have a year no more where this year was good and then this year was bad. Nah, it's just like bad year, bad year, bad year, bad year, bad year. What happens? What happens? Bro, you lose trust. You lose trust in that person. You lose trust in that product. You lose trust in everything. And if I don't got trust with you, when you tell me you got something for me, I'm not gonna get hyped. Like, not at all. You gonna tell me you created the best basketball game of all time, but you know what? You've been telling me you gonna make the best basketball game of all time for the past 5 years. And guess what? Not a single one of those times that you told me this is the greatest basketball game ever created that I actually think, yeah, actually, this is the greatest basketball game ever created. You right. But you know what? Fool me one time, shame on me. I mean, my bad. Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me 2 times. Man, look, we going way past 2 times, to be honest. Us at 2K. But I think that's what it is, man. I think we lose the trust for the game. I think I'm losing trust for the game. I think that's why I don't have too much hype behind the game, because my expectations is low. They always gonna try to hype the game up every year. They gonna tell us what they want us, what they think we want to hear every year, even though I really don't think they know what we want to hear anymore. But they gonna tell us that, and then it's gonna be garbage. And they do that over and over. If a person lies to you enough, you ain't gonna believe they lies no more. You're gonna be like, oh, wow, great, thanks. Like, 2K at this point is known as like a pathological liar in the gaming industry. And even when they're not lying, sometimes they just straight up ignore the problems that we tell them that we have. Sometimes we tell them that we need them to fix shooting, even though this time they've added green and miss, right? But some years or sometimes we might tell them we need this fixed, and they don't care about none of that. They ain't fixed none of that. All they care about was adding trampoline basketball to the game. And I hope when I tell you that, it's gonna make you hype. It's not. It's not. So yeah, I think overall, this is why NBA 2K26 don't really got no hype around it, at least not for me. If I'm wrong and you really hype for the game, let me know in the comment section down below. But man, I ain't expecting much. I'm gonna get the game because I always get the game because I want to play basketball with the new players like Cooper Flag, blah, blah, whatever. But my expectations in the fucking toilet, bro. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. This is J.A.G for the gaming. And let me know if you get 2K26.